Ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, lurkers and regulars, welcome back to the original Social Rejects Club. Boiler Room is lighting up the fires once again.
The problem that we're dealing with at this very moment is total war against freedom of speech.
These algorithm changes and everything that they're doing with social media, they want to train the content creators with learned helplessness concerning big issues and just shut everybody up.
They want to change people's thinking.
There's always something to be outraged on, and there's always someone looking to make 0.9 cents on that outrage.
But to see it all together, you do start to see that there is a second level of language where they're not just talking overtly, but they're also hinting at the types of controls that are coming.
How are we going to get people to, conform in this global society?
They're going to data track everything.
Cybernetics, the control of communication in the animal and the machine, putting everybody into a giant feedback loop that works based on extracting more and more and more and more data.
They want a certain type of complacency and capitulation to the system. They really just want people on that collective system.
Behaviorist, materialist, Darwinist assumption that if you could just control people's behavior and, of course, control the environmental stimulus that elicits certain behaviors, then you can make utopia.
What does wokeness mean? Yeah, if you can't recognize it's a giant death cult, what's the point of being woke?
Addicted to the system where it's clicking on all cylinders and they end up turning into a puddle on the ground as a result. That's their free will, so compromised free will.
It really leads to a real restriction of human rights.
The individual is only important in relation to the collective.
Paradigms of freedom, of what you're allowed to do, how much control you have over your individual life.
Greed and seeking power is what's driving the need to control people.
Lying is not a very good basis for winning public trust over and changing everyone's lives. And I would argue they know that they're lying.
I mean, that's the very dark place that people have gone to.
The world is a mess. We need fully automated luxury communism, asteroid mining, gene editing, synthetic meat. We could provide for the needs of everyone in style.
Stop living off of nature and eat this lab-produced gloop that comes out of a box.
The idea that we're going to have technocrats tell us what we can and can't eat and what we can and can't think.
Really just want people to give into a mentality where a world body, a supranational authority filled with science and experts, they'll decide what's okay to do, and then you could just do what you're told and feel good about it.
You would think that would just be a given, that the stuff that's in my brain is mine, and if I don't choose to say it to you, then you don't get to have it.
Spiritual warfare, technological warfare, health warfare, food warfare.
What they're really doing is a bunch of rituals right in the street in front of everyone's face as a way to usher in or herald in this new society that they've been telling us now and warning us now and showing us the signs and symbols now for a while is coming.
Like a priest class.
To now base it not on science but on a religion and sell it as a myth and tell people they're building the new cultural myths.
We live in the upside down. We live in the upside down. They have inverted everything.
Well, that's what this whole thing kind of does to people. It forces people to see the evil right in front of their face.
The end game of what we are opposing is spiritual in nature. It's global. It's not a corporation against some other corporation. It's not a council of guys in a smoky room. There's real spiritual evil. And if you can't recognize that, you're not going to recognize how this whole system moves globally to try to do these things in what can only be described as evil.
You accumulate this knowledge, you see what's going on in the world, and you have to make a choice.
At some point, you are going to have to make a choice as to how much of your physical being do you want to have invaded by this technology.
I mean, at what level is the average person going to just take all this stuff?
You know, you want to be able to pass on a good life to your kids. You can't just sit back and shut up.
This is the old guard not accepting the new paradigm.
Every day people are talking about the fact that the stuff we talk about is waking people up.
If this battle of attrition just gets worse and worse, we'll go retro if we have to. We'll go shortwave radio. We'll go carrier pigeon and smoke signal. Thank you so much for joining us on this Boiler Room tonight. I'm your host, Escher, and we'll see you again for another live broadcast. Go ahead and run.